Hello, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of Scratch Golf Academy. Today, how to shallow the golf club, show you some simple, actionable keys you can put into practice. And at the end of the video, 2 tips in general I think will really help you make progress. All right, quick bit of mental thinking before we get to our physical keys as to how to do it. Mentor of mine, Fred Shoemaker, filmed thousands of golfers over several years with a golf setup, just tossing the club towards a target, no ball. In all those years, he never filmed anybody getting steep and coming across his body. So once the mental target's there and not that golf ball down there, things tend to change. And if you're one of these golfers who can swing on plane and shallow the club easily as long as the ball's not there, then when you get to the ball, divot goes to the left, you have a little bit of a mental block. Start thinking that to the target and not swinging at the golf ball so much. Okay, let's look at our keys. Okay, we just discussed the mental side of this thing. Now picture it this way: if you did have to toss a club, and let's say we're not tossing it particularly hard, and you had to toss it in the line you want to go in, picture skipping a rock. You would shift your weight a little bit, then you would toss the club along your body line, but that's not what most golfers do. So picture it this way: if I'm the classic non-shallow it steep swinger, let's say I have to toss the club this way, more towards the end of my shadow, what am I going to do? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to turn this, hold on to the club too long, and once I've turned, then I can toss it more to the left for the right-handed golfer. So 2 things you need to do. Again, pros shift their hips this way a lot more than most amateurs, certainly amateurs that get steep. Once you've made this bump, you have to transfer energy away from you out to the golf club and get that thing to release a little bit. Let's have a look on the computer, look at a pro doing it, then an over-the-top swinger, and we'll get out and work on it. So Fred Couples on the right, amateur golfer on the left. Here we go with the backswing. Not too bad overall there. Let's do Fred's backswing. Now watch Fred's hips. Watch how much towards that little range hut they shift. Here we go. Look at that shift. Now his head is pretty still, but a really strong shift, whereas you'll see much more just pure rotation with the amateur golfer. Chest turning a lot, no lateral shift of the hips. And what's more, you see the hang on to the club, the dragging of the club. Now watch Fred. Once he's made that shift, he really snaps the arms long and cracks the club out away from him. So at that point in the swing, he's actually got significantly less turn than this amateur player. And as I say, the club's really snapped straight. Hope you'll consider subscribing to this channel if you like the video. Let's get out and look at our 2 keys. So let's work on these keys, and as we do it, we're going to look at 2 sort of mental processes for working on it. The first we're going to tackle is the swing direction. We'll look from the other angle momentarily for the release of the golf club. Now, you cannot let this keep happening to yourself. I know golfers, we've all known them, that 20 years they've swung the club this way every time they get over the ball. Slice it, pull it, divots always go to the left. They go to golf schools, etc., and it not necessarily as a help. You cannot let that be you. So you have to do it small enough, slow enough, disconnect from solid contact. Let me give you a couple of drills. Tee one up. Okay, here's where I'm aiming, and just do a little swing and just say, you know what, I'm going to swing this way. Just do something like that. Do something that's different. Free your mind up. You cannot go at full speed and just battle this thing. You have to feel too much of it, and on a scale you can do it. Here's another drill. Get the golf ball there, and we're going to hit a really soft one. I believe this is how Fred sort of discovered that club tossing thing. Hit a shot that would maybe go 15 yards, just a soft swing, and as you hit it, let the club go, and it should go, it bounced to the left, it should go more or less towards the target as you do that. Let's try that again. Yep, more or less towards the target there. Now, you may well find as you do this that you don't want that, obviously. So play around. Don't live your life getting steep and coming over the top. Start to mix and match it. Let's have a look from here. Okay, our number 2 way of working on this, or our number 2 key, if you like, you really have to start to get this feeling for how to transfer energy away from you to the club head. Here's a Jack Nicklaus key. At least I read that this was one of his keys from him. And that is a little bit beyond impact. He was specifically talking driver, but you could apply it here. He felt like there was the greatest distance between his club head and his trail shoulder there. That's where he felt it was longest to really drive the golf ball well. So that's one of two feelings here we're going to touch on. You have to get a feel for. Do some little swings, maybe push your hips forward to start, and just see how much you can keep this back and snap that club head away from you there like that. Now, the other side of this, you not only have to snap the club head, you have to get better at closing the club face. Golfers that have been swinging across the target line invariably tend to leave the face open, or they couldn't play golf basically. So you have to get the feeling, and your grip is important, we're not going to get into that, that you can turn the face easily. Just slashing the club doesn't necessarily close it. So as you go through and as you work on the Nicklaus Key, that glove should be under that lead hand. Tumble the face nice and hard, bump the hips like so. It will be a tonic for you. It will help you do what you're trying to do if you can get good at transferring the energy to the golf club. And if you're good at closing the club, when you do swing a little bit across the target line and to the left, you'll hit it to the left. That's good for you. Number one, the ball goes farther. Number two, if your misses are more to the left for the right-handed golfer, it will make you more conscious of being able to swing a little bit more up the target line and to the right. You don't want slices and then try to come from the inside. I hope this helps.